to the South Island of New Zealand. Directly behind me is Christchurch Airport and the United States Antarctic Program. Today I will be flying with Air New Zealand Link on a Dash 8 up to Nelson. Having arrived here in Christchurch less than 6 hours earlier that morning, and with barely any sleep under my belt, it's time that I made my way north to Nelson for my connecting flight to Wellington. I certainly could have made my life easier by catching a direct flight to Wellington, but I decided to do it not only the harder way and certainly the more expensive way, but the scenic way. Being the largest airport on the South Island, Christchurch Airport is a key hub for Air New Zealand when it comes to their domestic operations, having 16 routes and 10 international destinations. For me, two of the most interesting are Emirates' A380 service to Dubai via Sydney and the United 787 service to San Francisco. Unfortunately today, I won't be departing internationally out of Christchurch, rather domestically up to Nelson on a Dash 8 Classic. Check-in for Air New Zealand is located on the far left-hand side of the building and is adjacent to Jetstar. I personally find the Air New Zealand kiosks to be one of the best in the industry, despite their worn look. They are very responsive and easy to use. My only fault for them is that the boarding passes printed are not as nice as, say, the ones provided by the likes of Jetstar. The bag drop facility is also very easy to use, taking only a matter of minutes to complete. Once my bag was sent on its way to Nelson, I proceeded towards security? According to the Aviation Security Service of New Zealand, regional flights operated by aircraft with fewer than 90 seats on board, which including but is not limited to the following aircraft, do not undergo security screening because there is no legal requirement. Personally, I find it very risky not having security, but it does make life a whole lot easier. The waiting area for regional aircraft is fairly easy to find, being located to the left of the check-in area, which is past the stairs up to the security checkpoint for longer domestic and international flights. There is adequate seating for around 5 to 6 90-seat aircraft at any one time, with the regional Air New Zealand lounge and a single cafe being present. Soon the boarding call for this morning's flight was called, and it commenced at gate number 7. The walk from the terminal to the aircraft, generally speaking, takes no more than 5 minutes. However, no matter how many times I do it, getting to walk across the apron and onto the aircraft is always a privilege, smelling the jet fuel, breathing in the fresh air, and nerding out about all the aircraft around me. As I approached the stand, I got a clearer and unobstructed view of the aircraft flying me north to Nelson today, which is a de Havilland Canada Dash 8 Q300, registered as Zulu Kilo November Echo Echo. She rolled off the Bombardier assembly line in Ontario, Canada in January of 2006, being painted initially in Air New Zealand's older Pacific Wave livery. In 2019, she was repainted in Air New Zealand's current livery based on their All Blacks motto, making this aircraft 18 years old. Air New Zealand's Dash 8 Q300s are in an all-economy class layout with 50 seats in a standard 2-2 layout. This morning I should be seated in 3 Alpha. The seat has 30 inches of pitch and 17.5 inches of width. There is a standard tray table which folds down but does not extend. In the seat back pocket you'll find a safety card, magazine and air sickness bag. Above are individual reading lights, air vents and a flight attendant call button.
Hello again. The aircraft door is now closed, so please ensure your seatbelt is securely fastened. Civil aviation regulations require that you comply with all crew instructions and signs on board the aircraft.
Soon the propeller blades began to turn as the engines fired up on stand 7, 18 minutes behind our scheduled departure time.
Even if you fly with us often, and for the courtesy of those around you. Our headphones and AirPods must now be completely removed for the safety briefing. Also, how to open them. I will now point out your exits. All loose items are stowed. Thanks so much.
We taxied to runway 02 via Foxtrot and Alpha 5. Once airborne, we made a slight left-hand turn away from the city, setting up a northerly course for Nelson. Flight time today is 43 minutes, covering a distance of 162 miles or 260 kilometers, cruising at 17,000 feet. Straight after takeoff, and after passing over the Waimakariri River, there are several farms and small towns between the mountains and the coast. One such town is that of Rangiora, which is named after Brachyglottis rependata, or the poisonous Rangiora plant. This was then followed by a drink service, to which I only asked for a cup of water. Being by far the largest mountain range in the country, the Southern Alps stretches from the very southernmost point of the South Island all the way up to the northernmost point of the South Island, with many points along the mountain range being used as B-roll shots for The Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit. After reaching our cruising altitude, the lone cabin crew member handed out snacks to all, to which she gladly gave both options to everyone. Today's options were chocolate-covered pretzels or a strawberry and macadamia bliss bite. I personally preferred the pretzels, with the bliss bite being more of a protein ball, not something I was a big fan of. On board the aircraft is a single bathroom located at the forward end of the cabin, being behind the cockpit, with everything typical of this aircraft type. However, the water basin is not functional, with wet wipes and hand sanitizer being made available. Just prior to descent, the crew handed out Air New Zealand's famous lolly, this particular one being orange flavoured. Soon we commenced our descent into Nelson. You might be asking yourself, why do airlines like Air New Zealand provide these kind of lollies just prior to descent? Well, it's not to keep the kids quiet, but rather to assist everyone as a kind of pain relief. As the aircraft altitude changes, particularly when descending, the pressure inside your head remains constant, at least for some time. As such, when there is differential pressure, pain often follows, which in my case concentrates in my ear and upper jaw. To ensure that pressure can equalize inside your head, tiny tubes called eustachian tubes inside of the mouth link to the inner ear, which remains closed for 99% of the time. To open them, there are different methods, such as yawning, swallowing saliva, or a warm compress. Another method, and one most popular with the airlines, is to suck on lollies, which is the main reason why Air New Zealand offer these during descent. Now please enjoy this unedited landing. After landing, we taxied back to the terminal via Alpha 5 and Alpha. We pulled in onto stand 5, 15 minutes behind our scheduled arrival time. Stepping off the aircraft, having made a new friend or two on board, and having a great chat with the lone cabin crew member, who took a liking for me and was actively interested in what I do, I made my way into the terminal building with my next flight in mind. So how did Air New Zealand do today? Well, the check-in experience at Christchurch was simple and efficient, one that I believe other airlines should learn from, with everything being do-it-yourself. Sitting on the left-hand side of the aircraft when flying from south to north, or simply sitting on the side of the aircraft with windows facing the west, offers absolutely spectacular views of the Southern Alps. However, unfortunately today, none of them were really visible, due to an extensive low-pressure system over the island. The food was fairly typical of this flight length, being no different from that of Qantaslink, which was great to see. Genuinely, there's nothing really I could fault about today's flight. It was quick, simple and easy. The only thing I could really fault would be the price. However, knowing what Air New Zealand is like, it was pretty typical for them. As the video now comes to a close, please enjoy the departure of my aircraft flying back to Christchurch. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like, comment and subscribe. Make sure to check out the other videos I have on my YouTube channel, and also I now have a Discord server. Feel free to join, link is at the top of the description. And don't forget to ring that notification bell if you enjoy my content, and if you would like to see more, I post my videos every Friday at 8 PM Sydney time, and I hope to see you again in the next one. Mā te wā!